game by either team, but it's a big difference. I know you went big, and Al was running the point. I think he scored 7 straight points, and then everyone else seemed to get on the roll. Is that the biggest difference, or what was the biggest difference in your mind?
To me, just staying the course. I thought in the first half, I thought we played with tremendous energy. I thought we defended. The only difference, I thought we settled for three-point shots in the first half. And what I meant by that was I thought they did a tremendous job of trying to affect our shots late, and I thought we settled. And my point to them at halftime was, because they're running at our three-point guys so hard, we got to be ready to attack that and get into the paint and now make the extra play. So in a sense, kind of put them on roller skates, but not settle. And I thought we did a better job of trying to attack a little bit more. We got to the free throw line. We got some easies, and then a lot of it came from our defense and rebounding and then being able to play in transition. Careless with the basketball a little, but something we need to work on.
What's Cody's status? I know he was out with a rolled ankle.
He twisted it yesterday in practice. Wasn't going to play with us tonight. Not sure about playing with us tomorrow. Didn't really swell up, so it's more pain than it is swelling. So I doubt if he'll be ready to play tomorrow.
How much do you like being able to go big, with Al running the point? I know Justin's running a lot, Hayden's running a lot. We've talked about it, but it seemed like tonight, especially like you said, when they were coming out on those threes, those guys would attack. Just how nice is it to go big like that? And it seemed like it really worked well in the second half.
Well, it's just learning a little bit more about our team. And to me, when you think about, Al's actually like 6'10", so. But I'll tell you the best part about it, he actually does a great job playing bigger guys and also protecting the rim. But when you play with that lineup, you can do so many things, not only offensively, but you can do so many things defensively as well. You can switch 1 through 5 and not really feel like it's hurting you. And at the same time, you can space the floor because you got 5 guys that can dribble, pass, and shoot. So, I thought we did a good job of not only defending, rebounding, and then just playing in transition, which I'm a big advocate of us getting up and down the floor because I wanted this game to be that way. Just to fatigue 5 Garrett and 11 Kane, to be honest with you.
It seemed like the other guys were able to kind of keep up in transition. They're pretty speedy. Was this maybe a good test to, see if you guys could keep up in transition with a speedy team like that?
Well, I was more concerned early just watching them, probably more so their physicality. Mm-hmm. But when we went with that lineup, I was not concerned with getting up and down the floor. To me, that's more to our advantage because of just bodies, to be honest with you, being able to throw them in and out. But also what I thought was tremendous was our defense when we changed up our man and we played a little 3. So I thought that was a difference maker as well. Because every time 5 or 11 came out of the game, we kind of went to that, and I felt like that gave us energy as well.
Did you went from man to a zone?
I call it 3. You call it whatever you want.
to get out, said that the homestand was a big part of the season, then this little thing to get you ready for conference play, but to get this first one to win away from home, which you hadn't done in a while, again, is obviously I would think it's another positive step for this team.
It is, and again, I think, every time we have an opportunity to get out on the floor and play, I think our confidence grows. But at the same time, this was the finish up of the tournament. So now, we put ourselves in a position to play for a championship. So I think that's always a good thing, especially before you get into conference play, to at least have that experience to now say that at the end of the day, you have an opportunity to walk away saying that you were the champion of that tournament. So I think, again, that helps us and it helps build our confidence.
I know you don't know who you're playing yet, but potentially playing a ranked team in USC, just how valuable is it to potentially, see that level of talent?
It's a good thing, My thing always to our guys, I could care less about the name on the front. I think what we do well now is just go out there and compete. They're having a great season. Missouri State is actually having a great season as well. So we'll take our time right here, watch this game, and then whoever wins, we'll do what we need to do to just get prepared and come out there and compete.
Hayden had his 3rd straight double-double tonight. What have you seen from him in this stretch?
Just playing with energy. And I think the best part about what he's doing is getting to the free throw line and just putting them in. I think that's a tremendous asset to what we're trying to do. Because again, I think when he comes in, I just think he plays with energy, and I think he brings that to the team. That's one of the biggest things I just try to hit guys with when they're coming into the game, just bringing something rather than just being stale. But I think he comes in and he plays hard, and it affects the other guys on the floor.
Is that a little bit of his personality too? He seems like one of the guys who kind of will seem to try to pump the guys up, a
It
little
is.
more.
He's probably one of our more vocal guys in that area of saying "let's go" or more energy, or a guy that talks in the huddles quite a bit. So that's a good thing, because I really do encourage that, because at the end of the day, when you have your own guys saying that to each other, I think that's a good thing.
It's kind of a sloppy first half for both teams, but it's tied at 29, and then you guys were able to go on a run. I know Al's running the point, and then you got on a roll. A lot of guys did. So what was the big difference? Was it going big at the point? Was it just knocking down a few more shots? At least in your mind, what was such the big difference in the second half?
Difference between the first and second half. We made more shots, but I think on the defensive end was really where we stepped it up in the second half and got team rebound. I think in the first half we were struggling rebounding the ball. They had a bunch of offensive rebounds, and we were rebounding a little better. But I think mainly on the defensive end is where we really picked it up. So.
Did you do anything different schematically, or anything? I know you went a little bigger, or with a bigger lineup, but did you do anything different defensively, or was it a lot of the same stuff? You just doing it better, maybe?
Coach said at halftime, he said he wasn't mad at all. He said we struggled shooting, struggled a little bit defensively and rebounding. Let's just stick to the course, stick to the game plan, which was stopping their two good guards, number 5 and 11, who were great players. And so I think we focused on that more and plugging off their guys who couldn't shoot as well. And we stuck to the game plan, got a couple of charges, and so we just stuck with what was the original game plan. So.
Were you guys happy with shot selection first half, or did you feel like maybe that needed some improving after halftime?
Coach wasn't mad with it. He said there was a couple of times where we could have did one more, but he said we needed to attack the rim more, and I think in the second half we did that. We got into the bonus early, got to the free throw line, and then we were doing one more for wide open shots, which helped us a lot. So.
How much fun is it? I know Al runs the point, you run the point, JJ did. A lot of you guys do, and you could do it. If you create mismatches, just how fun was that? It seemed like, especially in the start of the second half, that was a factor in the success. Just how much fun is it, and how much of a factor was that tonight in your mind?
Yeah, it's definitely fun just being able to have everyone besides our absolute fives, to be able to run every position in the point guard, and I think it makes it hard for teams to guard us too when we have that bigger guys or just different guys running the point and just getting into the offense that way. So.
I know you guys like to push the tempo in transition. Was this a good test tonight to play? It seemed like they could run pretty good too. Was that kind of good to go up against a team that liked to push the tempo a little bit as well?
Yeah, and the first half, even a couple times in the second half, we turned it over in transition, and so a couple of things we can clean up there. But yeah, they're a good transition defensive team, and sometimes we still got it up and got it going. So I think it was definitely a good test for us. So
Tonight was your third straight double-double. What's been working well for you recently?
I just being ready to play when I'm coming off the bench, and just getting into the rhythm of the game by rebounding, and then I think my teammates have been doing a really good job getting me open, and I think our offense too, when we're moving the ball, running in transition, that helped a ton too, just to get me open, and as well as my other teammates. So.
Is it fun to play in a game where the power stays on the whole time?
yeah, it was funny last time. You couldn't see anything, but that was a fun game, last game. Glad we got to get that win, and as well as this one. So.
Wow, congratulations on a good win. It was kind of rough. Well, both teams kind of a rough first half, but see in the second half, I think you scored the first 7 points for this team, and you were running a point for a while. Did you kind of give them a spark there? I know you've run the point before, but was that a big spark, or what was the big spark, I guess, for you guys?
Honestly, I think it was just defensively we were more on the edge and were ready to play in the second half, and that really led to a lot of transition buckets, us being able to run up and down, and I think we were able to tire them out a little bit. So just credit to that and us being smart and sitting down more defensively.
You were, 29-29. It wasn't like the defense was bad in the first half. But when you say edge, did you do anything different schematically, or did you just sit down in it more, or did you do anything different?
I think just sit down a little more, and since we were getting our stops running more, and I think we also took care of the ball maybe a little bit better, not much better. But we tried to do that.
Oh my gosh, I'm your biggest fan.
Thank you, Jay. We tried to do that a little bit better, but credit to our teammates. I think we hit a little bit more shots, I think, going into the second half. So it was just a good second half for us, and we were able to kind of piece it together and do a good win.
Did it feel sloppy to you out there the first half? Just a lot of turnovers?
Yeah, it felt very sloppy, honestly. And Coach sat us down, calmed us down, was like, hey, we're in a good position, we're fine. We're going to come out second half, just make sure we take care of the ball, continue to sit down on defense, and things will go our way, which it did tonight.
Feel to get this one, to get a chance to play maybe a nationally ranked team tomorrow night. I mean, who knows? But how did it?
Hey, Wyoming.
How did it feel just to get this one, on the road and just to be a pretty decent team?
It feels very good. And DePaul being out of the Big East major conference, so they're going to go definitely face some tough teams in their conference, so they're used to it. So it was a great win for us, and then put ourselves, like you said, in an opportunity to possibly play a very good USC team. But either way, we'll be prepared tomorrow. No matter the opponent, we're going to try to go out and get another win.
I know it's a neutral site, but is it nice to get this first one away from Laramie out of the way after playing so many home games in a row?
It definitely is, and it's good to see that we can go somewhere else other than home and get a win and play effectively. So it was definitely nice for us to be able to come out here and do that.
Hayden had his third straight double-double tonight. What did you see from him out there?
Same thing that I always see from him. Just an aggressive guy, plays with passion and heart, and he always gets us going. He's always in the huddles talking to us, encouraging us. So same thing I always see from him.